Smart isn't about being the loudest voice in the room or rushing to be first. It's about mastering yourself, reading the world accurately, and making deliberate, strategic moves. Being smart means understanding situations before acting, thinking several steps ahead, and knowing how to protect your energy and your goals. Today, I'm going to share 7 principles that, if you embrace them, will make you not only wiser, but stronger, sharper, and unstoppable. True intelligence isn't measured by how many facts you can recall or how quickly you can answer questions. Real intelligence is about emotional control, situational awareness, and using strategy to get results while maintaining your power. It's about making choices that others overlook, seeing patterns where others see chaos, and acting decisively when the time is right. These 7 principles are not abstract ideas. They are practical, actionable steps you can apply immediately in your personal life, your career, and even in relationships. Observe before acting. The first principle of becoming truly smart is to observe before acting. Most people rush into situations, speaking, reacting, or making decisions without fully understanding what's happening around them. They respond to noise rather than signals, to emotion rather than logic, and as a result, they often fall into traps that could have been avoided with just a moment of patience and attention. To be smart is to slow down, to watch carefully, and to notice the details that others miss. Observe body language, tone of voice, and subtle shifts in energy because people reveal their intentions and weaknesses in the smallest ways. Listen more than you speak, not out of fear or passivity, but because information is power. The more you see, the more you understand, and the more effectively you can act. This isn't about being passive or indecisive. It's about making decisions from a position of strength and knowledge. Think of a chess player. They don't move the piece immediately. They study the board, anticipate the opponent's strategy, and then execute a move that maximizes their advantage. Life works the same way. In a conversation, notice who is truly listening and who is pretending, who is trying to manipulate, and who is being genuine. In your career, pay attention to the dynamics of your team, the unspoken rules of the organization, and the opportunities that others overlook. Observing also means being aware of your own reactions, your own biases, and your own triggers, because clarity comes not just from watching the outside world, but understanding your own mind. The smartest people are always slightly detached, not cold, but discerning. They see what's happening, analyze it, and only then choose the moment to act. They gather the information quietly, like a hunter tracking a target, knowing that a single well-timed move can change the outcome entirely. Observation builds patience, insight, and foresight, and it allows you to anticipate problems before they arise. It transforms uncertainty into opportunity. Every interaction, every decision, every challenge becomes a chance to see more, know more, and act more strategically. If you make a habit of observing first, acting second, you will move through life with clarity, confidence, and a powerful advantage that few others will ever understand. Control your emotions. One of the most powerful markers of intelligence is the ability to control your emotions. Too often, people allow their feelings, anger, frustration, fear, or even excitement to dictate their actions, and in those moments, they surrender their power without even realizing it. Being smart doesn't mean suppressing emotions entirely. It means managing them so that they serve your strategy rather than sabotage it. Every time you react impulsively, you give away information, reveal your weaknesses, and create opportunities for others to take advantage of you. The truly intelligent individual understands that emotions are signals, not commands. They tell you what matters, what triggers you, and where your vulnerabilities lie, but they do not decide your next move. Imagine yourself in a heated discussion or negotiation. If you lash out or respond too quickly, you may win a small battle, but you risk losing the war because your reaction was dictated by your feelings, not your foresight. Controlling emotions also allows you to think with clarity when stakes are high. In moments of stress or pressure, your mind must remain a calm, strategic instrument, not a chaotic storm. The smartest people pause, breathe, and assess before acting, They acknowledge the surge of anger, the sting of insult, or the pull of fear, and then choose a response that advances their goals. Emotional mastery is not about perfection. It is about consistency, about training yourself to respond with intention rather than instinct. This is what separates those who stumble under pressure from those who thrive in it. Every powerful leader, negotiator, or strategist has learned to convert emotional energy into focused action, to use the intensity of a situation as fuel rather than letting it control them. Even in personal relationships, the ability to manage your emotions changes the dynamic entirely. People are drawn to those who remain calm, composed, and measured because it inspires trust, respect, and influence. When you control your emotions, you maintain your credibility, protect your reputation, and preserve your mental and physical energy for moments that truly matter. Over time, this skill compounds. You start to notice patterns in your emotional triggers, understand the motivations of those around you, and anticipate conflicts before they escalate. You learn to respond, not react, and in doing so, you transform challenges into opportunities, obstacles into stepping stones, and tense situations into moments where your intelligence shines. Emotional control is a daily practice, a discipline that requires awareness, reflection, and deliberate effort, but the payoff is immeasurable. Clarity of thought, strategic advantage, and a quiet power that others recognize even if they cannot articulate it. The person who masters their emotions moves through life with purpose and precision, unaffected by chaos, immune to manipulation, and always ready to act when the timing is right. Keep your plans private. One of the most overlooked strategies of intelligent people is the ability to keep their plans private. Too often, individuals feel the need to announce their goals, share their intentions, or explain their next move to everyone around them, thinking it will gain support or approval. The reality is quite different. Every time you reveal your strategy prematurely, you give others the chance to interfere, to undermine your progress, or to position themselves ahead of you. True intelligence understands that power is preserved in silence. Keeping your plans to yourself is not secrecy for deception. It is strategy for survival and success. The smartest people act quietly and deliberately, building momentum behind the scenes, letting their results speak louder than words. Think of it like a chess game. If you reveal your next move too early, your opponent has the chance to counter it. Life works in the same way. In personal relationships, business deals, or professional endeavors, sharing your objectives too soon can create unnecessary pressure, invite criticism, and expose your vulnerabilities. By keeping your intentions private, you maintain control over the narrative and create a space where you can operate freely without interference. Privacy allows you to refine your approach, make adjustments as circumstances change, and strike at the perfect moment, rather than reacting to external influence or opinion. It also protects your mental energy, shielding you from the distraction of unsolicited advice, judgment, or envy. When others do not know your strategy, they cannot manipulate, obstruct, or take advantage of it. Moreover, operating silently creates a sense of unpredictability that works in your favor. People are always trying to anticipate the next move, and when you act deliberately without revealing your plan, you gain a psychological edge. Over time, keeping your plans private builds discipline, focus, and confidence. You learn to trust your judgment, to rely on your preparation, and to move with assurance because you are accountable to yourself, not to the noise of the world. Every quiet action, every calculated step, and every withheld detail compounds into influence, authority, and advantage. Those who master this principle understand that the less people know, the more power they hold, and the smarter you become, the more effective your results will be, because timing, discretion, and strategy have replaced impulsive disclosure and unnecessary exposure. Learn from everyone. One of the most powerful ways to become smarter is to learn from everyone around you, whether they are allies, mentors, colleagues, or even competitors. Every person you encounter carries lessons if you know how to observe and interpret them. And the moment you dismiss someone as unimportant, you lose an opportunity to grow. True intelligence is rooted in curiosity and humility. It recognizes that knowledge is not limited to books, classrooms, or formal training, but is present in every interaction, every conversation, and every experience. Learning from others means paying attention to both their successes and their failures. It means studying the tactics of those who achieve results and understanding the mistakes of those who fall short, so you can avoid the same pitfalls. Even in conflict or competition, there is wisdom to extract. The strategies your opponents use, the weaknesses they reveal, the ways they navigate pressure, all of these are valuable insights that can sharpen your own decision-making and enhance your awareness. This principle requires an open mind and the ability to listen without judgment, to separate ego from learning. People often let pride blind them. They assume they already know enough or that they have nothing to gain from others. But the smartest individuals recognize that everyone has something to teach if you approach them with focus and intention. Observing a colleague's approach to problem solving, noticing the patterns in a friend's decision-making, or even understanding the psychological tactics used by a rival provides information you can leverage to improve yourself, your strategy, and your results. Learning from everyone also means reflecting on the subtle cues people give. Tone, body language, hesitation, and emphasis all contain layers of meaning that can inform your understanding of human behavior. This practice cultivates emotional intelligence, social awareness, and strategic thinking simultaneously because it trains you to read people accurately and to respond in ways that preserve your advantage. The act of learning from others is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and requires constant engagement. It involves asking questions, observing outcomes, and analyzing patterns over time. The more you immerse yourself in this mindset, the more you begin to notice connections, anticipate behaviors, and adapt your approach in real time. Over time, this principle transforms how you navigate the world. You become more perceptive, more resourceful, and more capable of turning interactions into opportunities. Even negative experiences, challenging personalities, and setbacks become teaching moments when you embrace the habit of learning from everyone. By continuously extracting lessons from every person and situation, you cultivate a mind that is agile, informed, and resilient. The advantage lies not just in the knowledge gained, but in the ability to apply it strategically, making better decisions faster and acting with foresight where others act on impulse, emotion, or assumption. Adapt quickly. One of the most critical principles of being truly smart is the ability to adapt quickly. The world around us is constantly shifting. Circumstances change, people change, and opportunities often appear and disappear in an instant. Those who cling rigidly to plans or insist on following a single path are the ones who get left behind, while those who adjust, pivot, and evolve maintain the advantage. Adaptability is not about indecision or inconsistency. It is about recognizing reality as it is, not as you wish it to be, and responding with strategy and intelligence. To adapt quickly, you must first be observant and self-aware, noticing shifts in environment, behavior, and trends before they become crises or missed chances. This requires a mindset that embraces change rather than fears it, a willingness to let go of old assumptions, and the courage to explore new approaches. Imagine a professional scenario where a project is suddenly derailed or a plan you have relied upon becomes obsolete. Those who succeed are not the ones who panic, resist, or blame others. They are the ones who step back, assess the new landscape, and take swift, decisive action that aligns with the new reality. Flexibility in thought and strategy allows you to navigate obstacles efficiently and to turn challenges into advantages, because while rigid thinking breaks under pressure, agile thinking flows around barriers and finds alternative paths. Adaptation also involves creativity, because responding effectively to change often means finding solutions that others cannot see. The most successful people are not tied to a single method or approach. They have a toolkit of skills, perspectives, and strategies, and they know which to deploy when circumstances shift. Importantly, adapting quickly also requires emotional resilience, because sudden changes often trigger fear, frustration, or self-doubt. The smartest individuals are able to remain calm, evaluate the situation objectively, and act from a place of strength rather than impulse. This principle extends beyond professional life into personal relationships and everyday decision-making. Whether dealing with a sudden conflict, an unexpected opportunity, or a shift in social dynamics, your ability to adjust quickly determines your level of control and influence. Those who embrace adaptability are always prepared to pivot, to learn on the fly, and to capitalize on moments that others miss. They understand that no plan is ever perfect and that circumstances will rarely align exactly as imagined. By mastering the art of adaptation, you develop a mind that is flexible, a perspective that is broad, and a presence that is unshakable. Because you are no longer at the mercy of change. You move with it, anticipate it, and often harness it to your advantage. In a fast-moving world, the ability to adapt quickly is not just a skill. It is a defining characteristic of those who stay ahead, make smarter decisions, and maintain power over their environment rather than being controlled by it. Use patience as power. One of the most underestimated traits of truly intelligent people is the ability to use patience as a form of power. In a world that glorifies speed, instant results, and impulsive action, those who understand the value of waiting often have an edge that others cannot see or appreciate. Patience is not about inaction or passivity. It is a deliberate, strategic choice to observe, prepare, and act at the right moment. It is a sign of strength, not weakness, because it takes discipline to hold back, resist immediate gratification, and delay response when emotions or circumstances urge you to move prematurely. The smartest individuals know that timing is often more critical than effort. Acting too soon can waste resources, expose weaknesses, or trigger unnecessary conflict, while waiting allows you to gather information, anticipate reactions, and execute with precision. Think of it like a hunter lying in wait. They don't charge blindly after every movement they see. They watch, they calculate, and they strike at the exact moment when success is most certain. This principle applies to decisions in business, personal relationships, and even daily challenges. By practicing patience, you gain the ability to see the bigger picture, recognize patterns that others miss, and avoid pitfalls that impatience would have led you into. Patience also enhances emotional control because it prevents you from reacting impulsively to provocation, criticism, or pressure. Instead of being swept away by frustration or desire, you operate from a place of calm assessment and strategic planning. Those who master patience as power create leverage. They let opportunities develop fully, allow situations to unfold naturally, and only then intervene when the timing maximizes impact. Over time, this practice builds credibility, respect, and influence, because others notice the difference between someone who acts rashly and someone who moves with intention and foresight. It also trains your mind to anticipate outcomes rather than merely react to them, transforming waiting into an active, intelligent process rather than a passive experience. Patience becomes a tool to convert potential into results, to convert observation into strategy, and to convert discipline into power. It is a quiet strength that is often invisible to the untrained eye, but undeniable in its results, allowing those who wield it to maintain control, act decisively when necessary, and achieve outcomes that those who rush through life cannot. Invest in yourself. The seventh and perhaps most powerful principle of becoming truly smart is to invest in yourself, because everything else, your decisions, your strategy, your ability to act effectively, depends on the strength, clarity, and skill of the person behind them. Investing in yourself is not limited to acquiring knowledge or professional skills. It encompasses your mindset, your habits, your health, and your emotional resilience. Those who fail to invest in themselves often rely on external factors, other people's decisions, or fleeting luck to advance, and they remain vulnerable to setbacks and manipulation. To be truly intelligent, you must recognize that your greatest asset is your own growth, and every effort you put into improving your capabilities compounds over time, creating leverage and power that no one can take from you. Begin by sharpening your mind. Read widely, study deliberately, and challenge your own assumptions. A smart individual understands that knowledge alone is not enough. It must be combined with critical thinking, self-reflection, and the ability to apply learning strategically in real-world situations. Equally important is developing emotional and social intelligence, because intelligence is as much about understanding people and relationships as it is about ideas and strategy. Investing in yourself means cultivating discipline, resilience, and patience. Habits that strengthen your capacity to respond wisely under pressure, to persevere through setbacks, and to maintain clarity when chaos surrounds you. Physical health is another essential aspect of this investment. The mind cannot operate at peak performance if the body is neglected. Energy, focus, and stamina are all built on the foundation of physical wellness. Exercise, nutrition, and restorative practices are not indulgences. They are strategic choices that enhance your ability to act decisively and think clearly. Investing in yourself also includes building practical skills that increase your independence and competence, from financial literacy to communication, leadership, and problem-solving. Every new skill is a tool in your arsenal, a way to respond more effectively to challenges, and a way to increase your influence. Perhaps most importantly, investing in yourself requires a mindset that prioritizes long-term gains over short-term comfort. It is the ability to delay gratification, to embrace effort and discomfort for the sake of growth, and to understand that the returns on personal investment often take time to manifest, but compound exponentially once they do. When you make yourself stronger, smarter, and more capable, you naturally create leverage in every area of life. You become more confident, more persuasive, and more resilient. You can navigate challenges with composure, identify opportunities others miss, and act decisively when it matters most. Investing in yourself transforms potential into performance, intention into action, and ambition into achievement, because the person who continually builds their skills, mindset, and health ultimately controls their own trajectory, shapes their own destiny, and operates from a position of lasting strength and influence. Being smart is not simply a measure of how much information you can memorize or how fast you can respond to questions. True intelligence is far deeper than knowledge. It is the clarity to see what others overlook, the discipline to act deliberately, and the foresight to protect your power in every decision you make. It is the ability to understand situations fully, read the people around you accurately, and anticipate the consequences of every move before you commit. Being smart means controlling your impulses, managing your emotions, and turning challenges into opportunities instead of obstacles. It means observing the world with a sharp eye, learning from every interaction, and using patience and strategy as tools rather than relying on luck or guesswork. The smartest individuals do not feel the need to prove themselves at every moment. Instead, they act quietly, decisively, and with purpose, letting results speak louder than words. They understand that timing, preparation, and discretion often outweigh speed, noise, and impulsiveness. They recognize that every choice, no matter how small, carries the weight of potential, and that the way they respond to pressure defines their trajectory far more than raw intellect alone. Intelligence is not static. It is cultivated through continuous learning, observation, and refinement of both mind and character. When you embrace these principles, you begin to see patterns where others see chaos, to anticipate moves before they happen, and to operate in a position of strength rather than reaction. Every day becomes an opportunity to sharpen your thinking, enhance your strategy, and expand your capacity to influence the world around you. Being smart is also about protecting yourself, knowing when to speak, when to act, when to wait, and when to step back. It is about maintaining control over your energy, your resources, and your focus so that nothing or no one can derail your progress. True intelligence blends strategy, patience, and adaptability with self-awareness and personal power. It is not just about succeeding. It is about mastering yourself, mastering your environment, and mastering the interactions that shape your life. When you internalize this approach, you move with confidence, act with precision, and make decisions that propel you forward while others stumble. You become someone who is respected, not because of arrogance or loudness, but because of clarity, composure, and foresight. You create an environment where opportunities gravitate toward you and challenges are met with calculated action. Applying these principles consistently transforms not only your decisions, but your mindset, your relationships, and your ability to influence outcomes. You step into a life where your intelligence becomes visible in the way you navigate complexity, anticipate outcomes, and protect your power in every situation. The people who master this way of thinking are not just smart, they are strategic, resilient, and unstoppable, capable of achieving results that seem impossible to those who rely on impulse, noise, or reaction alone.